Hello and welcome back to a new episode in our Worst Weapons run of Ultimate General Civil War, and today we are fighting in the Battle of Fredericksburg. For this fight our corps were reinforced as much as possible, but we ran out of manpower very quickly. I've even requested more soldiers from the government, but it was still not enough. Our first corps is mostly armed with the Palmetto M1842, but we also have a couple brigades with the Lorentz and a few with the Springfield M1855. We also have a brigade or two with the Springfield M1842, and we have a brigade with the pattern 1853 Enfield. This corps gets additional support by 2 batteries of 6-pounder field guns, 2 batteries of 10-pounder ordnances, as well as a battery of 12-pounder howitzers. Last but not least, they bring a unit of Sharps snipers. In our second corps, a couple units also have the Palmetto M1842, as well as the M1841 Mississippi, but the majority has the Springfield M1842. We also have Griffin with the Lorentz, Seymour with the pattern 1853 Enfield, and the Iron Brigade with the Springfield M1855. We also field 2 batteries of 10-pounder ordnances, 1 battery of 6-pounder field guns, and 2 batteries of 12-pounder howitzers. This corps also brings our Hunter snipers. And our third corps is almost exclusively armed with the Springfield M1842. But we have MacArthur with the MJ&G Type 2, as well as the brigades of Huss and Bates who have the Farmer, and Pyatt as well as Edwards who have the Reboard Farmer musket. This corps has an additional unit of Sharp snipers and Sharp skirmishers. And they're also going to bring a battery of 6-pounder field guns, 2 batteries of 10-pounder ordnances, and an understrength battery of 12-pounder howitzers to the battlefield. In our fourth corps we have gathered our cavalry. This consists of our shock cavalry and 3 units of skirmishing cavalry. They're armed with the Sword Off, the Sharps Model 1855, and the Cook and Brother Musketoon. And if we take a look into our armory, you can see that we have used up all of these weapons, with the exception of 306 pattern 1853 Enfields. We also only have 38 Hunters left in stock, and in our cavalry equipment we have also got rid of all of our Sword-Offs and Cook and Brothers. We were also able to deplete our stockpiles of 12-pounder howitzers, but there are still massive amounts of 6-pounder field guns and 10-pounder ordnances lying around, meaning that we are unable to upgrade any of our artillery pieces. And this is a quick overview over our current career points. In this battle, our third corps is going to carry out the secondary attack, while our first corps is going to lead the main attack, and the second corps is going to come in as a second wave. Our fourth corps is going to be our cavalry reserve. The Army of the Potomac is preparing to cross the Rappahannock River at Fredericksburg. The Confederates have destroyed all the bridges, but our engineers are currently constructing pontoon bridges. The rebels are delaying our engineers with their snipers, but our men are progressing and will soon complete 2 bridges at this section. A few hundred meters away we are constructing another bridge. 3 bridges are being built to the east to allow control of the southern part of town. We will execute the main attack from this side, advance and destroy the rebel right flank. Prospect Hill is heavily defended by the Confederates, but if we secure it, we will ensure decisive victory. This hill overlooks the rail line, supplying the Confederate army and offer a fast mean of transportation to Richmond. The center of the Confederate forces are located on this hill, securing Telegraph Road. The ground is heavily fortified and harsh. An attack here is not advised. Mary Sides controls the Confederate left flank and has heavily entrenched positions. We should attack Mary Sides to distract their forces while we overwhelm their right flank. Confederate snipers are harassing our engineers who are trying to finish the construction of the pontoon bridges. Force the Confederates to withdraw from the town so the engineers can complete the bridges and our whole army can start crossing the river tomorrow. In this first part of the battle we are ordered to capture Fredericksburg, but I will not do that. Instead I will focus on the protection of these pontoon bridges. The rebels have prepared ambushes in the city and I want to avoid unneeded casualties. As long as we protect the crossings, the rebels cannot stop our advance and they will withdraw as soon as morning dawns. They know our artillery would otherwise flatten the town. On the other side, we really don't win much if we capture the town tonight. The enemy knows we are coming and we are not surprising them. And we can't attack at night either. Our soldiers would get disorganized immediately and might even fight each other. So let's sit this one out and hope that the rebels continue to cross the river, allowing us to shoot a couple of them. And before you complain, this is my role-playing headcanon that allows me to metagame a little bit. Daylight is here and the real fight can soon begin. We can now see the true size of the enemy army, numbering over 72,400 soldiers and 182 guns, while we are going to field 119,500 soldiers and 259 artillery pieces. But before we continue, I have to break the roleplay for a second to explain the strategy. Normally you fight first around, for example, objective A, then you fight around objective B, and then the map expands to enclose objective A and B to bring you to the whole size of the battlefield. Or alternatively, the battle gets more in depth. For example, you first fight around objective A, then it switches down to encompass objective A and B, and then objective A, B and C, and so on and so forth. In this fight, however, we are going to first fight around Prospect Hill, down here. Then the battle is going to jump up to Mary's Heights around here, and then it is going to encompass Mary's Heights and the objective around Telegraph Road. Meaning that roughly this part of the battlefield is going to be shown. After that, the battle switches down from Telegraph Road to Prospect Hill, meaning that roughly this part of the battlefield is going to be shown. The problem is that parts of your army that are too close to the edge of the battlefield will be pulled down into the next phase of the battle. This can become a problem at Mary's Heights if you not commit to take Telegraph Road, because you are then at risk of having some of your forces pulled into the last phase of the battle, where they are going to be without support, outnumbered, and most likely behind enemy lines without space to run to. This is something I want to avoid, and therefore my battle plan is as follows. Our main attack is going to flank the enemy through these woods, and our second wave is going to make a more or less frontal assault from this direction. My hope is that the enemy flank has more or less already collapsed when our second wave hits the enemy. And in our secondary attack, we are going to try to outflank the enemy around Mary's Heights, push them as much north as possible, and only leave a skeleton crew behind to protect our rear. This way I hope none of our soldiers are getting pulled into the last phase of the battle unless we deliberately commit a large part of our forces to take that objective as well. I usually like to focus more on the role-playing aspect of this game and not dive into the game mechanics or how certain battles work, but I think in this fight it is necessary to explain how it actually works to really explain my strategy. But this is enough talking about game mechanics. Let's get into the fight. Today we are ready to advance. You should concentrate your forces to attack Prospect Hill. Watch out for the rebel cavalry masking their right side. Okay, the battle can begin, and our first corps is going to take position over here. We know that the enemy has cavalry in those woods and potentially some skirmishers, but we should be able to deal with them with ease. Our second corps is going to gather over here, and we have deployed a skirmishing screen to stop the enemy from advancing onto us. We have the absolute numerical superiority. We are attacking with over 70,000 soldiers and 197 guns, while the enemy has 34,900 soldiers and 65 guns. Meaning that we outnumber the enemy 1-2. And we hear some trumpets signaling a charge of either cavalry or infantry. And it looks like the enemy is actually willing to commit their infantry. Let's slow down time. Let's get Price and Darden forward. The same goes with Burnside and Rivera. And we are going to set these 6-pounders and 12-pounders up as well. We can see down here that Archer and Hoke have come out. Sharps, shift around and do your magnificent work. Croft, I want you to advance. The enemy is firing onto us from this direction, it seems. And as soon as Burnside and Rivera are in the area, we are able to drive the enemy back. Guys, advance. Skirmishers, you can fall back. Burnside, get ready to get rid of Archer. Your skirmishers are unfortunately flanked and routed. I should have spent more attention there. Price, get forward. Sharps, can you get forward on the flank of Archer? We have found Gwent's cavalry. Hunt, move forward. Mahone and Darden into the forest. We have more soldiers coming up over here. Sharps, good volley, now fall back behind our line. 12-pounders, can I select you? Open up on Dotes. Sharps, you can deliver another volley on Dotes, then you can fall back behind our main line. Nice volley. Iverson is almost there, wonderful, and the rest of our forces are advancing. If possible, I also want Sedgwick over here. The rest of our forces are going to get deeper into the forest. We have some more Confederate cavalry over here. Let's get Hunt skirmishers out to make sure that they are not outrunning us. And our second wave of the first corps has almost reached our lines. Down here, Archer has been repelled. Hoke is about to be driven away by Burnside and Rivera as soon as he gets enraged. Down here, Dotes is falling back. And we have found Pelham's artillery. Darden on the double. We know that Pelham is routed. If you are able to catch up to him, you should be able to rout him. There is Jones' cavalry as well as many other cavalrymen. Darden stops the pursuit. Open fire. You boys, keep pushing. Keep pushing in. Make sure that you hunt the enemy towards their own lines and not to our rear. Hunt and Mahone on the double. Darden, you can charge. We have your rear covered. And it looks like we were able to destroy those artillery pieces. Hunt and Mahone have almost made it to our flank. You do not need to run anymore. 10-pounders set up. These 10-pounders are setting up. 6-pounders are also close to the front line. And over here we are driving away the enemy. Very good. Iverson, you're going to push up slightly. Croft skirmishers also push up. Sharp snipers, I want you over here. Now, the center of our forces can fall into line to outflank the enemy. Or while outflanking is a strong word, I'm pretty sure they have forces in the area. But we are going to try anyway. 10-pounders, I also want you to push up. And as long as the enemy is willing to commit in attacks outside of their battle line, I am very willing to allow that. Hunt skirmishers, you can reattach. These boys down here are needed on our flank down here. I'm going to send them straight through our main line. At the point they reach it, the enemy cavalry should have already withdrawn. Meat on the double, Darden on the double, Force on the double. 6-pounders, get ready to blast the enemy away from those train tracks. And down here we are pushing up nicely. Now, can we get those boys forward a little bit? We can see that the first elements of our second corps are arriving. Very good. I want those hunter snipers over here. Croft skirmishers, you can reattach as well. Sharp snipers, are you able to get closer to Hoke? Cedric and Meat, please find out what the enemy has over there. Darden, move up as well. Force, Hunt and Mahone. Shift up over this direction. Hunt skirmishers, open fire on Jones. Ideally, we do not want their cavalry in our rear. It looks like Hunt and Mahone need to spread out a little bit to make sure that Jones can't outflank us. This is effectively going to block a couple of our brigades from the fight. Cedric skirmishers, you are going to rush ahead. And it looks like we can send out a few more skirmishers to figure out what the enemy actually has. Cedric and Meat, double time it. If we can reach this first defensive line before the enemy can actually defend it, that would be very nice. We can see some withdrawing Confederates down here, but it doesn't appear to be cavalry. And we hear another charge, potentially from Greg. Burnside, get forward. Revere, get forward. Price, get up. Iverson, get up. And their Cedric skirmishers need to fall back. Unfortunately, Jones is in our rear. Let's get these boys forward. These guys can pull up. Darden's and Mahone skirmishers fall back. Darden, move forward. Cedric skirmishers have been routed. 6-pounders set up. We need to supplies. Swallow, you're going to move down. Down here, our flanking force is arriving. We're getting more reinforcements over here. And our second corps is there. I want these boys to set up over here. The rest is going to move in our center. And I want these sharps to open up on the exposed flank of those. It looks like we have dealt with enemy cavalry. Let's push forward. Down here, Jones is still there, but he seems to be stuck. Gents, I hope you deal with Jones before he can become a problem. And we have found multiple enemy artillery pieces. Many of our soldiers are already exhausted. Let's order the majority of them to stop running. Meat, I want you on the flank of Atkinson. Garnett, you need to plug the hole that is going to open up over here. Cedric, I hope you can hold. Where is our general? Let's get him down. General Grant is in the area to help our second corps. These skirmishers can reattach. And we are about to drive away Greg. Cedric has held, but his morale is not good. Meat is blocked. I do not know by what. Is it Atkinson's exposed flank that they are supposed to fire on? I cannot tell. Cedric is withdrawing to get a better fighting ground, but his morale is crumbling. Let's hold him to fall back for a second. Now Atkinson has withdrawn. Darden, push forward. Craft, move up. Force, you are going to gather your ground over here. Down here we are still killing Jones. Hunt skirmishers, you can reattach. So far it is looking quite well. Some of our soldiers have taken a fair amount of casualties. Let's get everyone forward. Scales and Hunton, you're going to move forward as well. Edwards, you need to block this hole to make sure your flank doesn't get exposed. The rest of the boys are going to move forward to hopefully get Brockenbrough's artillery. Iverson is getting repelled. And it looks like we were able to destroy Jones' artillery for good. Let's get everyone forward. These boys also need to push up. You guys, push up over here. We have Hayes trying to drive away our forces, but we have multiple soldiers on his flank. Price, open up on Brockenbrough. Iverson, move up as well to have a better fighting angle on Brockenbrough. Rivera, open up. We have over here Lane trying to push. Burnside, get ready. Nelson, move up over here. Scales, move up over here. Edwards' flank is exposed, forcing him to fall back. Hunter snipers, can you get Thomas without overexposing yourself? This flank has held of us. Very good. Let's get the boys forward so that we can capture the objective. We need to be careful. The enemy has more cavalry in their own rear. But with Hunt and Mahone, we should be strong enough to avoid getting outflanked. We can now see the enemy center. We are taking massive casualties over here. Fresh troops under Scales are going to overtake our elite. Garnett, move forward as well. Darden, shift on the double. There is Archer, you need to be ready to greet him. Croft is moving up as well. And I want Force over here. Hunt, you're going to plug this hole in our flank. Mahone, you're going to be our center over here. Kite, move forward. Our boys are already exhausted. We do not have the power to get the men running. But we are now in arm's length of our objective. Where's our artillery? 6-pounders, get closer to the front. 10-pounders, if possible, target enemy artillery emplacements. General, get closer. We have already taken 6% casualties. And supplies get closer as well. Second Corps, we still have some forces who are not on the battlefield. We have our artillery now about to set up. These 6-pounders and 12-pounders need to get closer. These 10-pounders, I want to focus on Broken Bow. Hunton is about to be repelled. But I guess these are some needed casualties. Darden, can you get onto the flank of Hayes, please? Croft, move forward slightly. And we can see that the enemy cavalry has moved to this section over here. Braxton, you're going to get into this section. Rhodes is driving away Cedric. Garnett, please finish off Rhodes. 6-pounders are setting up. They are soon going to drive him away. Meade, you need to get closer. Darden, you need to get closer. If possible, you need to take out the enemy artillery. Croft is now also on the enemy flank. Force move up. And we are getting more and more forces in. Very good. Now, Garnett, move forward. We have multiple enemy flanks exposed. Over here, Braxton struggles to get into the fight. Quinn, also get ready. Scales is about to fall back. And I wonder if it would be wise to simply just order a charge to drive away some enemies from those positions. Garnett, open fire. What are you doing? Cedric, move forward. We are now contesting the point. We are taking some casualties. We are now securing Prospect Hill. Over here, Force needs to get closer to Archer. I do not think he has the range, and we are losing some officers. Lieutenant Colonel Julian Nelson is wounded. Rose is trying to break our lines. We are driving away those artillery pieces. Very good. Garnett is about to fall back. We have Cedric holding the line behind him. We are now going to take massive casualties. Already 10%. Craft open up on the flank of Rhodes. Darden, you're so close. Yeah, stops the charge, stops the pursuit. Rhodes is already running away. Craft, move forward. Woods, push up over here. Iverson is opening up on the flank of Doles. Quinn is getting closer to the battlefield himself. And over here we have more forces getting towards the enemy. If possible, I still want those artillery batteries. And the Confederates are now recapturing the point, but not for long. 10-pounders, I want you over here. There you should have a better position. Very good volley under Meade. Unfortunately, he is not on the option to charge. Otherwise, Iverson is going to blast his flank. Loomis, get forward. We are now once more contesting the point. Kite, move forward. Meade might be driven away. Quinn, push up. You are going to move up on this flank. Sharp snipers, you're getting closer to this point. And we only have a couple minutes remaining until the battle is going to switch north. I want to keep our soldiers on this side of the battlefield. Burnside is able to hit enemy guns. Very good. Braxton, focus on Walker. Quinn, you can also focus on Walker. Iverson, push up slightly. Scales, move forward. We have a lot of soldiers in the area. Unfortunately, we lack the space to maneuver without opening holes in our lines. Croft, open up on Grimes. We have Woods in the area that is going to protect your flank. Loomies, keep up with the boys. Meat has been repelled, but so has been Hoke. Let's keep pushing. Grimes should fall away quickly. Darden move up. 400 casualties already under Darden. He's one of our elites. Let's hope we can keep him somewhat alive. And we are finally breaking their defensive line over here. We can see that Prexon is moving up together with artillery on our flank. Let's make sure that there are no option to break through. 10 pounders still focus on their artillery, please. Mahone, move forward. Darden is going to need some help. And it looks like a large chunk of our army was not moved down here, even though I have ordered the entire corps to move. Archer is getting torn apart by our soldiers. Very good. Croft is moving forward onto the enemy. Darden is in a desperate melee and he is now routed. 2,000 of them were there at the beginning of the battle. But now the battle shifts north. Meanwhile, the attack at Mary's Heights is commencing. The rebels use the cover of a thick stone wall, and behind them there's a large number of cannons defending the hill. Your advance will cost the life of many men. It is unavoidable. Well, we are going to see how unavoidable our casualties are in a minute. We will send out a couple skirmishers to figure out where the enemy is, and once they have absorbed the first volley of the enemy, our soldiers are going to charge through their lines, get on their flank, and hopefully roll it up all the way over here. Once we have captured the point, we have effectively won this part of the battle and simply have to limit our casualties by hunting down exposed enemy units. Nope, I want to do that. Come on boys, get closer. Down here our soldiers are trying to set up in a sensible order, but let's still order them forward. I think that Platt needs to focus on Kershaw, while Tribute is now going to charge Cope. The same goes with Morrison. Jones, MacArthur and Owen, you're going to simply move behind them. I hope that he is unable to withhold our attack. The rest of our guys are moving forward. And down here the next waves can prepare. It looks like Coke is wavering. Let's get Jones on the double. The same goes with these guys. And I want Kite to move up over here. If the enemy is able to hold, we are simply going to charge with another wave. Owen, move forward. Major Kelly Platt is wounded. And now charge in yourself. Yes, there is the enemy morale trembling. Let's get everyone on the double. And let's spread our boys out. Platt is about to be repelled. He has already taken a bunch of casualties. Our sharps are going to set up over here. And we can now begin to get our cavalry over. Their supplies are going to help us a great deal. These artillery pieces can now also move up. The same goes with our supplies. Jones is getting flanked and he is wavering, just as I wanted to wheel him around on Katz. Morrison, open up on Kershaw. Kite and Heinzelmann prepare. Jones is getting routed. We are going to take a bunch of casualties now, but we are slowly getting behind the enemy defensive line. Very good. This battery has been repaired. Let's get the boys forward. Morrison, as much as I would like to charge you in, you are already out of condition. Platt, get back up here. Our sharps skirmishers can move forward. Morrison is now also going to fall back. Owen, try to get forward on the enemy artillery. Frank, you're going to help. Huss is going to move forward over here. Snipers protect their rear. MacArthur is also going to protect their rear. These boys push forward. 10 pounders, 12 pounders, set up all the way over here. It is going to take a while, but you are going to make it there. Kite is in good condition. Let's order him to charge into the flank of Kershaw and get some more support forward. Owen, you need to move closer to the artillery so that it can order a charge. Let's hope that Barksdale is not going to destroy you in the meantime. These guns are getting repelled. Come on, boys. Push up, push up, push up. Sharp skirmishers move forward. Kershaw has been routed. Kite is routing himself. But we are close to the battery of Brown. Kirk is getting closer. Very nice. We have repelled Barksdale. Let's get these boys closer to the field. Cavalry, I want you to gather over here. MacArthur and Huss, get up over here. Sharps, you're getting over there. There is more enemy artillery. Actually, the enemy has more guns than us, but they have already lost 8 pieces. And we now need to push. Kite, where are you running? Oh my god! What are you doing? Do you want to sacrifice yourself? Well, let's hope that this sacrifice is going to be a worthy distraction for our enemy. While we continue to push. We lack the condition to charge at Coke. But we have Heinzelmann coming up. He is going to hold the rear of Frank if he gets repelled. Down here, sharp snipers, get forward on Branch. The same goes with MacArthur and Huss. These boys need to set up. These boys need to set up behind our lines over here. Our artillery is coming up. These skirmishers can get back to the main line. And Kite has taken over. And Kite is down to 1,299 men. If I remember correctly, he had 2,000 or maybe even 2,500 soldiers at the beginning of the day. And many of these casualties came because of this senseless and idiotic way to retreat. Let's get these boys forward. We have driven away Branch's artillery. Sharps, you're going to continue to hunt Branch. These boys are gathering. Let's get closer to the main objective. And find out if we can finish the battle before it shifts back and forth. Okay, Kershaw is running away once more. Let's get Edwards behind our lines once more. These cavalrymen are going to gather over here. Kite has taken 900 casualties. Let's get him off the field if we so can. Sharps, can you open up on cuts? We are now securing Mary's Heights, and I do not think that the enemy has the strength to repel us as long as we can keep the momentum going. Edwards, you're still going to protect our flank. Kite is moving forward. Owen is falling back. Not that it would matter, as we have still a lot more forces to set in. Barksdale is down to 700 soldiers, and we are moving forward. Frank, open up on the exposed flank of Fearston. Kirk is going to be repelled before I can get him out. Come on, everyone, get ready. Where's our artillery? Still setting up, but almost there. Let's get them closer. Sharp skirmishers on our flank. And I want these 4 brigades to prepare to hold our rear. If the battlefield expands, the enemy can come from this side. And I really do not want our rear to be exposed. Heinzelmann, move forward. Kite, move forward. Where is our general? There he is. Gibson, get closer. Supplies to the north. Cavalry, move down here. Colonel Roy Hass is killed. Kirk, get ready. Unfortunately, the enemy is holding quite well. And the chaotic movement orders I'm giving are not really helping. Huss is hopefully not taking flanking fire, but the battery of Brown looks very scary. Let's get our sharps over here to flank Barksdale. Sharp skirmishers, you're going to extend our flank. Where is our shock cavalry? There it is. Let's get it around. Skirmishing cav, you're going to relocate. Kershaw's flank should be exposed by Kirk. Kirk's morale is terrible. I do not exactly know why. Kite, you're going to set up back in town. Cavalry, one more attack. We can see that Mahone is attacking MacArthur. And we are now given the option to continue or withdraw. General, our army has already paid a heavy toll attacking those hills, but we can still claim victory. Merisides could be captured if we attack decisively. Telegraph Road might be weakened if the rebels have reinforced their flanks. Prospect Hill objective is already decided and the rest of our forces are holding up this flank. Well, unfortunately, the battle does not end as soon as you hold two objectives. We're very sad about that, but we will have to work with it. Let's get Morrison back on this flank. MacArthur is now getting flanked and routed, and he is paying a heavy price. And Kite as well as Haas are running away. I guess the constant barrage of enemy fire was too strong. Let's get our 10-pounders on that. And let's get the rest of our boys forward. Our skirmishing cavalry can attack the enemy in the town. Down here our sharp snipers are taking casualties. We need to fall back with them so that they're outside of Barksdale's range. And down here I want our shock cavalry to move on the flank of Branch's artillery. Maybe we are able to wipe those out. In the meantime, we need to focus fire on Featherstone. And Edwards need to focus fire on Semis. His flank should be exposed. You guys focus fire on Cobb. I'll move forward over here. Then we are hopefully able to silence their artillery. Heinzelmann, Opol also focus fire on Cobb. Okay, it looks like we might be able to attack Branch's guns. Some artillery pieces from all the way back there are focusing on them, but hopefully none of their infantry is ready. Mahone is shifting, but maybe we can take out this battery before they can fire and drive away our cavalry. Come on, boys. This is a nasty volley. Barksdale is charging our skirmishers. Let's order them to fall back. Barksdale's battery is still standing. And over here we can now finally advance. Mygat and Heinzelmann move forward. Owen, move forward. Brown's artillery has almost been destroyed. This battery has been destroyed. Shockhev, move back. These boys need to protect our flank. Morrison, on the double. You're blocking the field of fire of our soldiers. These supplies need to move forward. Morrison got flanked and is now trying to withdraw, unfortunately. 6-pounders and 12-pounders closer to the front. 10-pounders open up on Brown. His guns are still operational. Mygat on Cook. Owen on Perry. Kirk, you need to focus on semis. Edwards, what are you doing in town? Kitching, move forward. We have some fresh and rested forces and I'm tempted to simply charge the enemy out. Let's get Haas forward as support. Kite, get up over here. And it looks like Barksdale broke. Very nice. Let's get the sharp snipers forward. The same goes with the skirmishers. I want to get on the flank of Mahone if possible. This should be a good angle. Heinzelmann was repelled before he could charge. Let's get Mygat in. Trebu, move forward to get on Perry. 12-pounders, open up over here. 10-pounders, open up on those artillery pieces, and it looks like our entire front line just crumbled. Yeah, the enemy is now counter-attacking. Kirk, hold your ground. Kitching, shift on the double. Kite, move forward on the double. And the attack of Mygat was not successful. Our morale is not looking so hot at the moment. Owen, move forward. Edwards, move forward. Some of our brigades have withdrawn back into town. Maybe this is now going to turn out to our favor. Owen, get ready to blast away Wilcox. Who is blocking you? His flank is right in front of you. Come on. Mary's Heights are ours. Once more. No, the Confederates are trying to retake it. Down here we can see Kemper trying to drive away our soldiers from the south, but we have multiple units in reserve. These boys need to push up. And it looks like our snipers might be able to get onto those artillery pieces who are tearing through our soldiers. I think the enemy superiority in artillery is stopping our advance. Over here we have been repelled for a good bit, and it looks like this unit over here, even though it has its flank exposed to us, is stopping us for a great deal. Lieutenant Colonel Force has been killed. Sharp snipers, withdraw. Shock heavy, withdraw. There is Mahone in these forests. But we are able to drive away cuts. And over here we are moving forward. Huss, move forward. Let's try to get through the enemy once more. Tribute, get ready. 10 pounders. There is Walton's artillery. Only 84 men remaining. And down here we are hopefully able to repel them from crossing. Myget, double time it. We have some enemy forces that are trying to outflank us. These boys need to extend our flank. Sharps, get forward on cuts. Mahone and Bates, you're going to get rid of Mahone, who is in the forest. Keaching is falling back. Tribute, move forward. And Edwards, move forward. Kite, you also need to move forward. And Edwards, you're going to charge down semis. We have Kirk in the area, who should be able to deliver some flanking fire. Tribute needs to deal with right. Once semis has been repelled from these defensive positions, hopefully we are in a much better fighting position. We are now once again trying to capture Mary's Heights. Edwards has been repelled once more. And over here Coke is attacking us. Bates has been flanked by those guns. MacArthur, charge into Mahone. Morrison, deliver flanking fire. Finally, some movement over here. Huss, get closer. Kite, move forward. Tribute, move forward. And still, Sammy's is standing. Edwards have been repelled, and Kitching is once more in town. Let's get the boys closer. 6 pounders and 12 pounders. You need to get closer to the field. 10 pounder ordnances. You also need to focus on the enemy over here. Walton's artillery is still alive. Let's get our shock heavy in. Maybe they can break Mahone for good. And Heinzelmann needs to deal with the flank of Kershaw. Finally, Sammy's has been repelled. This should be their strongest defensive position. Let's get the boys closer. Skirmishing cavalry, if you can. Attack quickly, then withdraw. Myget is withdrawing, exposing our flank. Come on, Myget, get it together. I do not really have the reserves. Webb, get down here. 10 pounders. Deal with the enemy over here. Yes, Myget is able to shoot again. Blume, you need to shift and get on Anderson, but let's please not get withdrawn. Please do not get caught in the battle down here. Or better, in fact, I think, Frank, you're going to withdraw. Blume, you're going to withdraw up the hill. On the double, please. The same goes with you two guys. This is, of course, abandoning this fighting position, but hopefully none of our soldiers are going to be trapped in another fight that we cannot win. Mahone is finally withdrawing. Our Morrison is wavering. Shock heavy is still in the melee. Let's get MacArthur forward slightly. Can we get the sharp skirmishers in the forest and baits forward? Sharp snipers have bled heavily. We have 2 more brigades falling back due to heavy artillery fire. But it looks like some of their guns are finally vulnerable. Skirmishing cavalry, let's get another attack going. And down here our 10 pounders, I would really love it if you continue to hammer down on enemy guns. 6 pounders and 12 pounders, get on the flank of these guys. Kite on Nelson. Kitching, get closer. Trap you, move forward. Skirmishing cavalry has done their job, is now withdrawing. Kitching, open up on Coke, you can't hit their guns anymore. Heinzelmann and Haas move forward. It looks like we are holding somewhat in these mountains. Myget, get back down here. Owen, get up. Frank, reshift. And Blume can also shift slightly. These 10 pounders have already locked in onto the enemy. These 10 pounders I'm going to order closer to the front. These skirmishers can attack once more. Is Alexander's battery now finally in range again? Yes, it looks like it. Kirk, you're going to get behind Tribute. I do not think he is going to hold out forever. And Lieutenant Colonel Frank is now wounded. Gibson, get up here. You have already taken a quarter casualties. Sherman has lost 10% of his cavalry. There's Kershaw running. Alexander is still standing. All Sharps have dealt over 1000 casualties, but have suffered over 240 themselves. Heinzelmann is well rested. He took over 900 casualties. Let's get him up. Unload onto Alexander. And let's get our Sharps back for a moment. Not the best volley, but let's hope the next one is going to be devastating. Kite, move forward. Trap, move forward. These battery of 10 pounders, you're going to hold your ground and hit Nelson. Trap, can you hit the flank of Perry? That was a good volley. Wonderful. Our soldiers are shifting, trying to get onto a better angle. Let's get them moving forward then. And in 1 hour, this fight is hopefully over on this front line. Platt, you're going to move forward slightly. You have the reboard farmer. And you're going to deal with Kemper. Down here, it looks like we need to get some of our soldiers forward slightly so they can hit the enemy. Nice volley on Kemper. Now move forward even more. Reload. And try to open the enemy flank towards you. Skirmishing cavalry is distracting semis. Can we get Edwards to fire on him? It looks like it, and Nelson is down to 65 men, meaning that this battery is also almost destroyed. Let's get Morrison forward so that he can hit more enemies. Sharp skirmishers over on this flank to keep it protected. And down here we can see that more enemy forces are setting up. Platt, open another volley. He is wavering. Charge. Drive Kemper away. He is routing. Very nice. This is going to hurt. Our boys are unfortunately also taking casualties. Let's recall them back onto there. And let's make this an order on the double. Frank has been repelled. Let's send Owen down. And it looks like the enemy has artillery over here under Deering. Let's order our 10 pounders to shove them into submission. Mygate, get ready. Flank, please close your open flank. MacArthur has taken a lot of casualties. Heinzelmann is withdrawing. Let's get Kirk up. These boys push forward. I do not know if Sammy's is opening their rear or not. Let's get them forward. And it looks like our 4th Corps has actually lost one of their cavalries. And must have been those with the sword off. Good. One battery destroyed. The next target is Cuts. Sharp skirmishers move up again. Our skirmishers have been successful in routing semis. Very good. Let's move up over here. Our main target is to silence these enemy batteries. Then we are trying to pull back to a good defensive ground. Still, we are going to take an absolute mountain of casualties. Frank, you can rest now. He's taken over 1,200 casualties. Absolutely terrible losses. Owen needs to get closer. He can get shot without being able to fire back. Bloomer is opening up on Robertson. Very good. And it looks like we are now able to hit Anderson a lot more effectively. We hear an enemy charge. Many of our soldiers are getting ready. Kirk, get into this gap. Kitching, do not rotate. You're opening your flank. These boys also need to push forward. Kitching, hold your ground, goddammit. Hold your ground, open up on Perry. He's down to 300 men. He might break. Very good. We are now trying to get through the last lines of the enemy defense. 10 pounders open up on Cuts. He is down to 75 soldiers. Resisted destruction quite well so far. And within a couple good volleys we should see Perry broken. Perry is withdrawing for the moment. Sammy's is back. It is another elite unit with a good weapon. And let's get Edwards forward. And down here we can see that the enemy is preparing for another attack. I want these 6 pounders to move down. Frank, get ready to support. Sharp snipers, I want you over here. We have supplies. Our 10 pounders are unfortunately unable to spot the enemy artillery, but they have done a good job killing over 400 rebels. And if possible, they're going to hit the flank of Kemper. Jones, get forward just a little bit, so that you can get Kemper as well. The rest of us are going to hold. Very nice. Over here, ammunition is becoming a problem with MacArthur. Let's order him to fall back. Morrison is wavering as well. Sharp skirmishers, fall back as well. In general, we need to redraw this battle line, but please in a more sensible way. Kitching, stay over here. Kirk. Yeah, that happens when you want to relocate your soldiers. Everyone just runs away. Tribute, can you hold your ground and hit the flank of Wilcox? It is exposed. Very good volley. Kirk has taken a beating. He is about to fall back. Kirk, if possible, no, you cannot hit Perry. 12 pounders hit Perry. 10 pounders are not hitting Cuts as ordered. Come on, we need to destroy this battery. And over here, the enemy has withdrawn once more. Kemper is coming up again, but I have no doubt that we can hold him off. Wilcox is withdrawing. That is one threat dealt with. Let's get Kite forward to deal with Perry for good. Very nice volley. Still, the enemy is on the field. Where is our ammunition? We have some more supplies over here. Let's get them north. The majority of our guys should be able to get some from this supply hub. Sharp snipers, get over here. You're going to get reinforcements ASAP as soon as the battle is over. Kitching, you're going to get down. The enemy is trying to drive us away. And now the fight continues on the enemy right flank. The fight on the Confederate right continues. And we can see that with the exception of the few soldiers from our second corps who were not able to get onto the battlefield before because they refused to come with us, no other soldiers were drawn into the battle, meaning that our strategy worked. Otherwise, many of our soldiers might be drawn into this fight where the enemy still has a large amount of forces and this defensive line, meaning that they would have no place to run and might get destroyed. Cedric, can you charge down Hayes? The rest of our soldiers are hopefully able to open up on the enemy cavalry. Garnet, get into that gap. 6-pounders, get closer as well. 10-pounders, open up on enemy guns. Loomis is opening up on Archer. Let's get Loomis skirmishers also further on the flank. Hunt, get forward. Craft might not hold out for long. Supplies, get forward. Meat, get forward. And General Trashpanda, get in as well. Grant, you need to get closer down here. And this unit should be repelled shortly as his flank is partially exposed. Cedric has taken over 1,000 casualties. Let's recall him. He is so slow that he can't even withdraw quickly. This is not good. Over here, Craft was routed. Another very weakened unit. And there's Munford's cavalry apparently not going through our soldiers. Don't know what's going on with him. And why Loomis is unable to shoot him in the rear. There is more enemy cavalry mobilizing on our flanks. Okay, I want Woods down here, Loomis down here. We need to relocate our soldiers to not expose our flank. And in the meantime, we are slowly working through their lines. Cedric is now wavering, unable to withdraw. Darden has destroyed over 1,200 enemy forces. Let's order him to fall back behind Mahone. Craft, what are you doing? Shift slightly. And Archer is still on the field. I do not know how high his morale is, but it must be extremely high. Let's get Hampton down. We also have Nelson, who is relatively fresh. Maybe we are able to drive away Walker. Scales has taken over 500 casualties so far. And still the enemy is resisting. Garnet, move forward. Kite, move forward. 10-pounders are opening up on enemy guns. I hope this is a good decision. 6-pounders get closer as well. Loomis skirmishers, you need to withdraw. And I have the feeling that I'm unable to control my soldiers. If you can see that there is not the space anymore to tell them where to go. This is not good. This is definitely not good. Hoffman, get... Ah yes, there it is back. Okay, we can now see where we are ordering our men again. That was hopefully just a short glitch. Let's get the boys up. Hunt, open up on Grimes if possible. Mahone is trying to get... Munford is trying to get through our boys. And I do not know why these men are behaving the way they do. Croft on the double. Get Munford. W. Lee surrendered. Wonderful. Let's get him off the battlefield. We see Hogue trying to charge. Mahone is getting flanked. Darden move forward. And we now have enemy cavalry behind our lines. Down here, these boys are doing whatever they can except focusing onto the enemy. And this small endeavor has now collapsed our center. Now let's get Scales back into the fight. 400 casualties, only 66 kills so far. But it looks like we are now able to pull up over here. Hoffman, charge lane. Quinn, you're going to attack the flank of Iverson while it's still exposed. And what are you guys doing over here? You were so close to rejoining our fighting line. Why are you moving like that? Get down here. Let's get Lee down. Cedric, you're going to rush down here, try to stop Manfred's cavalry. Mahone, you need to push forward. Your skirmishers are also ordered to stop Manfred's cavalry. I do not know what just happened, but it cost us a lot of soldiers. Darden took over 900 casualties, and I actually want this unit to stay alive. But for some reason, no other unit is staying in the breach for long. Over here we are making some progress. Let's get Hunton forward. Let's get these boys forward behind him. Come on guys, move up. 6-pounders and 10-pounders also get closer to the front line. And it looks like we were able to destroy those cavalrymen. My own skirmishers reattach. These boys focus to the north again. Hoffman is now routing, but I hope he is not routing through the entire line of the enemy. But it looks like he is going to do that. Let's order another charge under Quinn. Let's get Scales forward. We now need to save Hoffman. Scales on the double. Braxton on the double. Walker's artillery is getting repelled. This is at least something for us. Over here we are fighting some enemy cavalry. And more cavalry units are breaking over here. Quinn is charging. Hoffman made it out. Very good. Let's also order a charge under Braxton and under Scales. This might destroy our lines, or it might bring the breakthrough that we need. Let's get more forces forward. Kraft is down to 900 soldiers. 890. Come on, boys. Keep on pushing. Hunton, are you also able to charge? This might open the entirety of their flank. Griffin, get down here. Yes, it looks like we are able to drive them away a fair bit. These 12-pounders, I need them closer to the field. These 6-pounders especially, and these 10-pounders. Please open up on Walker's guns. We have taken over 23% casualties in our first corps. Devastating news, as these are our best units. And in our second corps we have luckily so far only lost a few percent of our men. There is Praxon. Let's get a law on that. And we can see that the majority of our second corps is still not yet on the battlefield. Very good. We got through a couple enemy defensive line. Let's get our boys closer. Croft, I want you to fall back behind our lines. Meat is going to plug that hole, hopefully. Force open up. And in close combat, the superiority of enemy weaponry should not really mean much. The majority of our guys have weapons with much larger projectiles, and even though they are super inaccurate at this range, they should be devastating. There's Deering's artillery. Some more enemy soldiers are coming down. Law is bleeding heavily. But there are reinforcements. Let's order them on the double. They should at least sweat if they're unwilling to participate in the main fight. We can see some running Confederates, I guess artillery crews. Hunt, focus over here. And shift on the double. Loomis is going to get onto Law. The same goes with Woods. Your skirmishers are going to get on the flank if possible. And we can see Brockenbrough's artillery is coming up. Tuttle and Price, can you stop them from reaching us? Hunter snipers, also move forward on those artillery pieces. The enemy is receiving reinforcements from the north. Scales and Burnside, shift your attention towards the enemy over here. Another Confederate unit broke. Scales down here is opening up on Hayes' flank if possible. Garnet, open up on the flank of Rhodes. And we need to get Sedgwick forward. Darden, you need to be ready. The same goes with Croft, but I try to keep you guys out of the battle. River also move forward. And there we have Garfield and Hoffman, relatively fresh. Let's also get them into our weakened centers. Very good. More enemies are withdrawing over here. 6-pounders open up on Rhodes. 12-pounders are now soon going to set up. These 6-pounders also need to get closer. 10-pounders. I want you to collectively open up on the unit under Lane. I think he is our biggest opponent at the moment. Tuttle, you're going to get rid of Brockenbrough's artillery. And down here the enemy is not attacking, therefore we are just going to let them be. These 10-pounders hopefully are able to deal with steering. Scales move up slightly. And over here in the north it looks like Law ran away shortly. Let's get these boys closer. Don't run anymore. You're going to charge down Braxton. McHenry is now taking casualties. Law, how were you able to lose 400 soldiers against Braxton? Charging, guys. Law on the double. You're going to deliver some flanking fire. Over here more of our soldiers are coming in. How are our casualties looking? We have lost roughly 13,000 soldiers in this phase alone, meaning that we have already suffered more casualties than we're going to get back after the battle. This is not so good. Even worse is that McHenry is not participating in the melee fight. Let's charge Law down. Maybe we can make Braxton to surrender. And we are going to focus further down here for the moment. We are driving away Brockenbow. Hunter snipers are getting flanked. Let's focus them to the north. These guys set up over here. And we now need to hold out for an additional hour and 25 minutes. Woods shift slightly. And it looks like we can get Garnett and Force forward. Hunter and focus on Brockenbow. The same goes with Nelson. Hunter snipers have been repelled. Tuttle, your skirmishers are going to take Brockenbow. And over here Braxton is continuously getting hit. Seymour, you're going to fire into him as often as possible. I want this unit gun to protect our valuable supplies and artillery pieces. Hunter snipers also on Brockenbow if possible. Every battery destroyed is going to help us to protect our soldiers. Because if possible, I do not want to push the enemy too hard. If they are not pursuing us, we can potentially sit this one out, at least for a little bit. Laws over here. Woods, come on, open fire. Cedric, you need to get down. Loomis skirmishers are about to be repelled. And Tuttle skirmishers have been repelled. Hunter snipers, get over here. Up north, the fight against Paxton is still going down, but he is melting. Come on, Seymour, open up once more. You have reloaded, come on. Ah, that was a nice volley. That was really a nice volley. 55 men remaining. There's Jones coming up. We have F. Lee coming up over here. Tuttle and Price, get ready. Very nice volley. There is this unit destroyed. Broken Bros artillery down to 53 and destroyed as well. Tuttle's guys, get up over here. We have Chambliss over here trying to charge our infantry, it seems. Come on. Throw your life away. And fire! Wonderful volley. Soldiers are still on the field, but bleeding. Edwards set up over here. Burnside withdraws slightly. Scales, if possible, get out of there. Braxton set up behind them. And it looks like enemy forces are shifting. We are somewhat able to hold. Let's get River over here. Let's get Mahone ready in our center. Hoffman behind Garnett. Garfield behind Scales. Quinn behind Hunton. Kite over here. And we are going to send as many forces as possible to this flank. Edwards, shift and do that on the double. Come on. Shift, 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 shift. Do not stop. Now, hold, 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 open up on green. Scales is still on the field. Not running away. Even though I would love him to do that. Griffin, you're going to get up over here. Scales, fall back. Major General Carl Buford is wounded. Hunter snipers, can you get up here and on the flank of Kemper? Price and Tuttle are going to hold our flank. And over here wants Sedgwick on to the flank of those forces. What reserves are coming in? We have the majority of these forces coming up. And after some surprisingly heavy casualties, we have dealt with Paxton. Let's get these boys down as well. There's Grimes coming up. Hunters are hopefully able to hit him. Yes, this flank is exposed. Let's get Tuttle down slightly, and there's Grimes routed. These 10-pounders are shooting at Deering. Very good. And unfortunately, Edwards has been repelled, but we have Paxton coming up. Scales open up on Benning as soon as Edwards is out of the way. Griffin on the double to plug this on. Iverson, move up over here. Grant, inspire these soldiers. And River, you need to get behind Woods in case that he falls. Well, the same goes with Darden. And for now, I want to play the waiting game. We still have many soldiers on the field. But if somehow possible, I do not want to pursue the enemy anymore. To limit our own casualties. We hold the objectives that we need to hold. Or we hold... We do not need to hold Telegraph Road. And therefore, I do not think it is wise to destroy the entire Confederate army. We have already taken higher casualties than we can replace. Gloomy skirmishers, reattach if possible. And Swallow, you're going to deliver supplies down here. 10-pounder ordnances move further towards the troops. These 6-pounders I also want to relocate down here. Sedgwick, you need to shift. Unfortunately, your flank is getting exposed. River is coming up. Can you get deeper into the forest? This should give you a little bit more cover. Very nice. Jenkins' flank is exposed. We are shooting on him with multiple groups of soldiers. We hear another charge. Lane wants to charge us. I guess his target is Burnside, but we have Griffin and Iverson in reserve in case that the front line opens. These 10-pounders are shooting at Deering, trying to limit the enemy artillery support. Let's order all of these soldiers to hold. Woods. Fall back, fall back. Okay, you do not want to fall back. Then deal with Atkinson charging your flank. I'm going to send me down. Woods is not going to be able to hold that, but at least we have some soldiers there to help. We are going to get Force forward to outflank Law. We're also going to get Garnett forward slightly. Maybe he can get on Walker. The same goes with Scales. The enemy center is extremely weak. Hunters, are you able to get on the flank of Grimes without getting shot up yourself? That would be very good. Let's get Price and Tuttle down as well. Very nice. Good hits on those guys, and finally some of our reinforcements are coming down. But the battle is only going to last 12 more minutes, meaning that they're not going to have a large impact. Force. Very nice shots on Law. Our artillery is now crashing in. And I want you to charge. Potentially this is going to break their flank. Loomis has taken over 400 casualties, is down to 900 soldiers. Cedric is taken over 1,300. Terrible losses. Loomis, open up on Rose, he's trying to charge you. And Mahone, try to get ready as well. Hoffman, you're also getting forward. 4 more minutes remaining. This battle is almost finished. Now we can see that the Confederates are once more throwing everything at us that they have. Law got repelled. Very nice, just as planned. One Confederate unit broke. Robertson is still on the field. Force open up on him if possible. Cedric lost over 1,400 soldiers. Let's order them to fall back. And finally, this massacre is over. At the beginning of the day, we had over 109,000 infanterists, 1,800 cavalrymen and 259 guns. After this fight, 30,800 of our infantry got killed or wounded. The same goes for 369 men of our cavalry. We have also lost 3 of our artillery pieces. On the Confederate side, however, they hit 65,800 infantry, 3,300 cavalry and 182 guns. After this battle, they have lost over 31,300 of their infantry and 1,700 of their cavalry. 103 of their artillery pieces were destroyed and 322 of their soldiers have surrendered. We have reached the needed goals. And the best unit on the battlefield was a Confederate unit under Sammys with over 1,900 kills. Our best unit was Burnside with 1,550, followed by Darden with 1,400 and Croft with 1,200. The casualty list of the entire battle is led by Cedric, who lost 1,400 of his soldiers, followed by Kite with 1,200 and Frank with 1,229. Within our officer corps, Lieutenant Colonel Dan Force was killed. The same goes for Colonel Roy Huss. And we have Major Kelly Pyatt as wounded. The same goes for Lieutenant Colonel Derek Frank, Colonel Eugene Mygat, and Lieutenant Colonel Julian Nielsen. And last but not least, Major General Carl Buford got wounded as well. But as you can see, we also have a massive amount of promotions, including a large amount of freshly baked Major Generals. In this fight we got our hands on large amounts of enemy equipment, including 74 Sharps Model 1855, 515 Sawdors and 6,700 Harper's Ferry M1855. We also captured 10 10-pounder Parrots, 9 12-pounder howitzers and 6 12-pounder Napoleons. Also, we were able to rescue 372 farmers and 570 reborn farmers, as well as a large amount of our other weapons. And last but definitely not least, we captured 3 10-pounder ordnances. And to round everything off, we got 2 more career points, 30 reputation, $300,000 and 12,500 fresh recruits. Also, our prisoners got exchanged for 500 additional recruits. Our first corps got shot to bits and is going to need a lot of recruits to refill their ranks, but we can celebrate that these 6-pounder field guns and the unit Undercraft have earned their second star. This battery of 6-pounder field guns has reached their first. Our second corps is also not looking so good, with the exception of the units that have never actually reached the battlefield. And the brigade under Law has gotten their first star, while McHenry got their second. And within our third corps, our units were absolutely devastated. We have MacArthur over here, who has only 500 soldiers left, and Bates with his 880 soldiers is not looking much better. But I guess among all of those units, Kite has suffered the most. He only has 1,300 soldiers left, and he took over 1,200 casualties in the fight. MacArthur was able to get his first star. The same goes for this unit of Sharp's skirmishers and this unit of Sharp's snipers. And if you now take a look in our fourth corps, we can see that we lost the cavalry unit that was armed with the sword off, but luckily we captured a lot of those weapons, meaning that we can rebuild it. But this has to be it for now. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and next episode we are going to fight in the Battle of Parker's Crossroads. I thank you all for watching, and until we meet again, I wish you all a great time.